back to a new video. Today's video is a fitness related video and I want it to be a quick introduction to the whole topic of post-workout nutrition. I find this to be a very important topic if you're working out on a regular basis because I used to know nothing about it and I ended up seeing really little to no results even though I was working out quite a lot. And finally I did some research and I found out what my problem was because I just wasn't eating right after working out. Obviously this topic is discussed like a million times over the internet. Everyone seems to have a different opinion. A lot of people say all of those protein shakes and that stuff is just marketing strategy and you don't need it. I am not a nutritionist, I'm not a doctor, I didn't study anything in that direction. So obviously all of the information I'm giving you today is something I've researched online or either in books. And I just took what seemed right to me and that's what I want to share with you today. Because I don't want this to be super long, I'm just going to start right now. The first thing that really surprised me when I heard it was that when we work out, we're actually breaking down muscle tissue. And that seemed really paradox to me because when I'm working out, I want to build muscles. I don't want to break them down. But that's actually what's happening at first. Because when you work out over a long period of time, your body needs energy. And it gets it from two places. It gets it from the available energy you have in your body, the glucose, and the stored energy. But once all of that is used up, your body is under stress. So it starts to send out the hormone cortisol. And what cortisol does is not fun because cortisol is telling your body we need energy, take it from anywhere you can. So cortisol basically tells your body to take protein and break it apart and turn it into glucose, which is great because now you have energy. But the problem is obviously where is protein in your body? It's in your muscles. So your body is basically destroying the muscle tissue to get energy. And what does this tell us? We need to give our body energy so this doesn't happen. That state in which the body is breaking down muscle tissue is called catabolism. And what we wanted to do is turn that catabolism into anabolism. So we wanted to stop muscle breakdown mode and turn it into muscle building mode. So how do we do that? Let's just back up a little. Proteins consist of amino acid chains. Depending on what type of amino acids are in those chains, you have different type of proteins. And some amino acids are really important for muscle building, muscle growth, and recovery. And those are the ones that we need right now. Because a certain amino acid called leucine, I think you say leucine, is basically the trigger that tells your body to stop muscle breakdown and to start muscle growth. So we want that specific amino acid. But once our body's like, okay, let's stop the breakdown, let's build muscles, you obviously have to give your body something to build upon. And that means we need proteins. Apart from the fact that we want to build muscles, we also have to remember that we just depleted our body of all of its energy resources. So we need to give it energy. Like I said in the beginning, our body gets energy from glucose. So we need to give it glucose, we need to give it protein. There are different types of proteins and there are different types of carbohydrates, which are glucose. So we need to make sure we're getting the right ones. When we're talking about proteins, the best protein you can give your body right after working out is called whey protein, which is derived from the cheese production. It's just a byproduct of the cheese production. So it comes from milk, but it has just the right amino acid profile your body needs to build muscles really quickly. And it also contains that trigger I mentioned before, the leucine. And when we're talking about carbohydrates, you probably know that we should usually consume carbohydrates with a low glycemic index, which basically means it doesn't make our body produce lots of insulin and it doesn't raise blood sugar levels that much. But after a workout, you basically want the opposite because your body really needs energy and it needs way more energy than in resting mode. So you actually want carbohydrates with a high glycemic index. And you want it to produce a lot of insulin because insulin will tell your body to stop producing cortisol. And you might remember I said cortisol tells your body to break down the muscles. So we need high glycemic carbs. And those are usually dextrose and maltodextrin. I know this is a lot, but to sum it up, the protein we need is whey protein. And the carbs we need are dextrose and maltodextrin. Now, if you are an expert with food and nutrition and you know in which food you can find what, then of course you can eat whatever you want after workout or prepare your meal and have the perfect meal after a workout. But if you are like me and you don't want to fuss about it too long and you aren't sure where you can find all of those nutrients, you might just want to have a protein shake, because in those you will find exactly what your body will need. This is what I'm taking. I'm taking whey protein. This is by the brand Fitness Guru and it tastes like vanilla white chocolate, but you can take any other brand. Like, the brand doesn't really matter. It matters that you get the whey protein and also the right carbohydrates. And so when I'm done with my workouts, I will have one portion of that with water in a shaker. And I know I gave my body the proteins and nutrients it needs right after working out. Of course, that's not all. Once you get home and you've showered, you're supposed to have the right meal. Also high in protein, of course, but this is what your body needs right away. If you want to, you can head over to my blog. I'll put the link in the description box. And there are a bunch of meal ideas right after a workout. And also, if you've seen my food diary, you also saw in there that right after my workout, I went home and I made myself a vegetarian burger with soy and eggs. So that's the type of stuff I like to eat after working out. What I'm also taking is casein protein, but that is also like a huge controversy. A lot of people say that's just marketing, and I believe it too. You don't really need casein. You don't need it like you need the whey protein. Casein protein is always marketed as the protein you should take before bed because it digests much slower than the whey protein, which is actually great during the night because then you will give your body protein and it doesn't break down muscle tissue. But with that said, you might as well have chicken or yogurt or an egg and have the same effect. So this is basically just if you're lazy like me or you just want to give it a try and you don't want to have a meal in the evening, you just want to have a shake, then of course you can go with casein protein. But casein is kind of expensive for some reason, even though it's also made from milk. So these are basically the things I take after my workout. Something else I like to take is something called 1-amino. That is just a powder with a mix of amino acids that also help your body during a workout. So you just mix it into your sports drink and it's supposed to give you energy, and it also helps to prevent a catabolism. I don't know if it's the placebo effect, but I do feel like it gives me a little bit of extra energy. I know this was a lot of information and I really hope it did feel like a quick introduction that will actually help you. If you found this topic interesting but you feel like you need a little bit more of information or a little bit more structure, I know I kind of talk all over the place sometimes, but if that is the case, head over to Pure Power Ponder. Of course, the link is in the description box. And there you will find basically everything I just said, just in a more structured way. I also hope that this video showed you that if you do work out a lot, you really need to pay attention to your diet and what you're eating right after a workout, what you're eating before you're going to bed. It's really crucial if you want to see results, and I'm sure you want to see results if you're going to the gym or if you're working out at home or if you're doing any kind of sports. And yeah, if you have any video requests, like this video was sort of requested by a viewer in one of my last videos. So if you want me to talk about anything specific, feel free to do a request in the comment box. And also, if there's anything you want to ask or add, do so in the comment box as well. And apart from that, I want to thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye!